So getting out this little collection, there's not much left. I've got a smaller bag, just some bits and pieces. Gold and silver pen going into my little tool caddy because they will be used. I'm just going through these word stickers and being selective, only choosing what I want to keep. I'm not going to keep everything because I'm not going to use everything. They're not, you know, sometimes when you get phrase stickers and word phrases and stuff, you know, stickers and stuff, they're not always something you're going to use. So it's okay if you decide not to keep them. Now we got these little beautiful stickers, ticket stickers, and they've got lovely phrases on them, but they like loop around, so they're similar ones, and I'm not going to be able to use all of them. I used a heap in when I did de-stash this kit, but I also am not going to keep all of them again. So put a bit in the donate pile to the right there, and just above is my little stash that I'm keeping. So this beautiful gold foil doily is going to be the start of an embellishment cluster. So let's see. So I've got a little cut out heart that says you are blessed. So very blessed. Lay it up with a ticket so that I'm covering the words, and a half a label. Simple as that. Put a Project Life card behind it so it's got a bit of a base, and just staple it down so I don't have to use any glue. Look at that. I'm just going to add this little other Project Life card so I've got that border showing, and that's just going to add a little bit of interest as well. So just sticking that down with glue because I didn't want to add any more staples. And look at that embellishment. And instead of, oh actually I'm not even finished. So adding on that little word that says hello, and you know, you just keep going. See what happens when you get out this little thing. So I haven't seen this kit for ages. I think it was middle towards the end of the year, something like that. I remember I did the Sydney little mini album with it, and we went there in, I'm sure, the June-July holidays. So maybe it was around that time that we got this kit. Adding on that flower now. And I haven't looked at the kit, these leftovers since then, but as soon as I got it out, look what happens. You just get inspiration and you go. So just going to get out some cardstock because I was like, oh, I could use this embellishment right now, and that means also I can use up some of the scraps. So I'm going to pick a photo. Here's my little photo box of little photo extras that I need to scrap, or I want to scrap, and don't necessarily have to have them in order. They can be put in my album wherever I want. It's more about the process if I'm scrapping those photos. So just going to stick on these 4x6 papers that have been cut down to be Project Life cards, but I did actually put the tape on the wrong side, but that's okay because I'm going to need tape on that side eventually. I'm just not going to take the strips off yet. So just a little light pink border to the top and the side. I'm just going to add another layer. So this is a good way to use up those pieces of scraps. Just layering behind a photo, see what you can get on there. I know I'm using the bigger 4x6 kind of scrap, but there I cut one down, I ripped it down. But also you can you'll see as I go further and further that I use smaller pieces. And really the aim of the game when I'm doing this leftover kits and getting them out and using what I can is just to stick and plonk and get things used. I don't want to be pedantic about things all the time. I don't always want to keep all those little pieces. So if I can tuck them in and I can use them, then let's go with it, really. That's all that matters. I'm getting it done. I'm getting things in my scrapbooking layout. Scrapbooking layouts in my album. So there we go. Put in another strip. And look, this tiny little strip, it goes perfect there. Another one there. Added in a bit of pink and the apricot that's in the embellishment. That's as simple as it can be. Like, it's so effective, but so simple, and it's just so great to use up these kits and not have much left. So this is going to be another layout done. So just like the part one, I put in a few of the things in the donate pile, a few of the things in my keep embellishment box that I'm going to keep on my desk to reach for, and I've made a layout. So it's pretty effective. All you need to do is get out those little past kits, dump it all on your table, and see what inspiration hits. So I hope you're playing along, and share in the group if you do manage to kill a kit. Really, is what in a leftover form. because it's a pretty awesome feeling, really. And I've done it with 3 kits. So the last kit I did struggle a little. I do need to make a couple of layouts from the scraps like this, but I was struggling for time when I was filming. So I will update you if I can by the end of Monday midnight, which is the cutoff for all these challenges. And this is a little bonus, you know, goodie thing that you could, it's just information that I'm sharing with you, really. So added in some journaling, added in one of those tickets because there was a bit of empty space, and I really don't have any embellishments left in this kit, which is probably why I packed it away. And I'm just adding, I always say that, adding a doodly border, and that is done. Now I've got a smaller pile left, and watch, I'm going to layer this just like I was layering the photo. So get it in, get where I want, add a bit of colour, add a bit of variety, and I'm just going to staple it all together, and it's going to be a cute little embellishment that's got some 3D texture to it because it's all layered with colour behind it. So you don't have to be, you know, they don't have to all look the same. Well, really, if they all look the same, you're not going to use embellishments like that. But really, just get in and get done what you can. So running out of ideas at this stage, and then I see these 2 Project Life cards, and I was like, well, that's a lot of goodness left that I need to use. But I don't really want to just put blank ones in there. So finding some strips of colour, and I'm just going to add them on. So you can see the grey Project Life size 4x6 cards actually have a strip of the black with the moon and whatnot on it. That's because when I cut the page after I'd already used some of the page, I had to use the border strip to make the 4x6 size. But that's okay because the border strip was beautiful and it makes it look like part of the goodness that was meant to be. So cutting out a heart with my punch and adding that on, adding anything that I feel is going to work. Ripping that one, adding some black. And this will be a nice little title card, a filler card. I could add a little tiny photo on it. Pretty much it's going to be used in a much better format, and I'm going to feel so cool and so productive when, maybe not so cool, but I'm going to feel so productive when I get out of layout that I'm, you know, Project Lifing, or even it could go on a 12x12 or whatever, but I'm going to go, cool, I have finished within 5 seconds. Stick down this filler card, maybe add a title, and voila. So going to make another filler card. This time I'm using a green strip and that little, what would you call that? A label, a banner? You know, like a little scroll kind of banner. I'm just adding that on there. And it is simple, and I could have left it like that because you could, you know, put week 1, week 2, the dates, if that's what you do. I actually don't, but I do monthly scrapbooking, or that's how I break up my scrapbooking, by putting a monthly title in, so I could easily fit on there, you know, May 2018 or whatever. But I thought I might add some extra goodness because I've got it sitting here right now. I'm going to use it or lose it. So cutting out some of these little tiny houses. That's so cute. I actually did have the idea to cut out these houses and make it a, you know, like a project, not a Project Life, a traditional scrapbooking page with them, and just having these little houses everywhere. But I did not have the patience when I got this kit, and it wasn't part of what I used the kit for. So I pretty much used this kit for the mini album, and I got a lot done. We went to Sydney for 2 days, and there was like 100 and something photos. It was crazy. So my mini album is overflowing, and it is full of this goodness. But it's actually really nice to use a kit for a project like that because, 1, it uses up a lot of your kit, but 2, it is all cohesive. It all goes together so nicely because Steph has, you know, designed the kit so that it goes together all so well. It all matches, and it just is lovely. So adding in the word home, and Adeline, see, I told you I say it every time. Adding a doodly border just to the top and the sides, not to the bottom, and that's done. And I just finished with all these scraps by punching out hearts, and that is exactly what I ended with. I put them in my embellishment box, and I actually used it for part of the 3rd, so part 3, and that's cool. So I'll see you next time.